Learn how to create an illustration Photoshop action. Hello everyone, my name is Marko Kožakar, I'm an elite Envato author, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to create a Photoshop action to transform your photos into illustrations. If you're looking for a ready-made Photoshop actions, let me show you the Envato Elements. Here you can get unlimited downloads of design assets, templates, fonts, and so much more. And you can cancel your subscription anytime. For creating advanced illustration photo effects with ease, check out the Vector Art Photoshop action. With this product, all you have to do is to simply open your photo, brush over your subject, and just play the action. The action will do all the work for you, leaving you a fully layered result that you can further customize. The text is a fully editable text layer, so you can use your own text and font, and there are even 40 color looks to choose from. After you start the Photoshop, go to File, Open, select your photo, and choose Open. Now before we get started, there are a few things that we need to check. First, make sure that your photo is the background layer. If it is not, go to Layer, New, Background from Layer. Then, go to Image, Mode, and make sure that your photo is in the RGB color mode 8 bits channel. You can check out the image size from here. For best results, you should use the images that are between 20 and 4000 pixels wide or high. So I'll just drop down the image width to 3000 pixels. Now first what we need to do is to select our subject. So go to Select, Subject to make an automatic selection of the subject. Then choose the Quick Selection tool and use the Shift and Alt keys on your keyboard to add or subtract areas from the selection. You can also use any other tool that you like to further adjust the selection. Once you have the perfect selection, go to Select, Modify, Smooth, and set the sample radius to 5 pixels. Then go to Select, Modify again, Contract, and set the contract by to 2 pixels. And go to Select, Modify once more, and choose Feather. Set the feather radius to 2 pixels. Now press Ctrl J on your keyboard to create a new layer using the selection, and name this new layer Subject. We are going to start recording the action now. Go to Window, Actions, and here in the Actions panel, click on the folder icon to create a new action set, and name it Illustration. Then, while you have the illustration folder selected, click on the plus icon to create a new action inside the folder, and name it Illustration as well. Now we are going to create the background. Select the background layer, and go to Layer, New Fill Layer, Solid Color, name it Background Color, and set the color code to CFC-AC8. We are going to start creating the illustration look now. Select the subject layer, go to Filter, Stylize, Diffuse, and set the mode to anisotropic. This step will smudge out the photo details a little bit. Now go to Filter, Sharpen, Unsharp Mask to add some sharpening, and set the amount to 125%, radius to 3 pixels, and threshold to 0 levels. To reduce the noise, go to Filter, Noise, Reduce Noise, and set the strength to 10 and all other settings to 0%. Now go to Filter, Blur, Surface Blur, and make sure you have these settings. This step will smooth out the details. Go to Filter, Sharpen, Unsharp Mask to sharpen the edges, set the amount to 250%, and leave other settings the same as last time. Now we are going to apply the main filter for the illustration effect. Go to Filter, Filter Gallery, Open the artistic folder and select the cutout filter. Set the number of levels to 8, edge simplicity to 5, and edge fidelity to 1. We are going to create the subject outlines now. Control-click on the subject layer thumbnail to make a selection of this layer. Select the background layer and press Ctrl-J on your keyboard to create a new layer using this selection. Then, drag this new layer to the top of the layers in the Layers panel. Now go to Image, Adjustments, Levels, and set the highlight input level to 80 to boost these layer highlights. Go to Filter, Filter Gallery, open the Sketch folder and select the Stamp filter to stylize the outlines. Set the light-dark balance to 25 and smoothness to 5. Now to give the outlines more illustration look, go to Filter, Stylize, Oil Paint, and set the stylization to 5, cleanliness to 4, and uncheck the lighting option. Go to Filter, Sharpen, Unsharp Mask, leave the amount to 250%, set the radius to 5 pixels and threshold to 0 levels. This step will sharpen the outlines and also remove fade from the outline's edges. Change the blending mode of this layer to Multiply, set the opacity to 32%, and name it Subject Outlines. Now we are going to make the final adjustments to the effect and save the Photoshop action. Control-click on the subject layer thumbnail to make a selection of this layer, select the background layer, and press Ctrl-J to create a new layer using this selection. Then, drag this new layer to the top of the layers. Change the blending mode of this layer to Color so it gives the illustration original subject colors, and name it Subject Color. Now we are going to create a Curves adjustment layer to add the color look to the effect. So, go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, Curves, and name it Color Look. In the Properties panel, use these settings. To add contrast to the effect, reset the swatches, go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, Gradient Map, name it Overall Contrast, and set the blending mode of this layer to Soft Light and opacity to 63%. Now go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, Vibrance, name it Overall Vibrance and Saturation, and in the Properties panel, set the Vibrance to 45 and Saturation to 22. This layer is going to boost the color's vibrancy and make the effect more illustration-alike. Double-click on the background color layer thumbnail and change the color code to CFE. Now go back to the Actions panel and click on the rectangle icon to stop recording the action. Select the action folder, click on the menu icon and choose Save Action to save the action for future use. I'll name the action Illustration and choose Save. Now you have the action ready to use it in another photo. You can also run this action on a background photo, save the result, then go to File, Place Embedded, and choose the background that you have created. Here is our final result. I hope you understood everything. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Marco and thank you for watching.